Hello, good evening. You're very welcome to this week's training. I'm Sibylle of Wild Spirits Coaching, and you're very welcome to this training tonight. As usual, I'm going to, I say as usual because if you're new to this, I'm doing one of these trainings every week, every Monday at the same time. So note down the time if you're here live, and if you've missed it live, then check the description of the video. It'll tell you what time these trainings go live every single week, and then you can tune in live next time and participate in the discussion by comments and asking questions and contributing. And sometimes I also give exclusive goodies to people who tune in live. But obviously, if you can't make it live, you can always watch the replay, and you're very welcome to add your comments and notes then. I still check back for days to the video every day and reply to as many comments as I can. So this week's training, as usual, the training always goes a little bit deeper on one of the subjects from this week's Monday Sparkles newsletter article. So every week on Monday mornings, I send out a newsletter called Monday Sparkles. It's packed full with exclusive offers, with insider info, with inspiration and recommendations and all sorts of good stuff. And also one main article. And that main article is the only part of the newsletter that is shared in public. For the rest of the newsletter, you'll have to subscribe. So if you want to, follow the link in the description of the video to my website, Wild Spirits Coaching, and fill in the form and subscribe to Monday Sparkles. You can also see this week's article. If you missed this week's article, you can read it there, and you can still read it after the training. You don't have to do it now. Don't worry about it. You'll see the article, and it's this week's article was actually called "Why Circling is Your Secret Weapon." I'm not going to recount the entire article. You can read it for yourself, but just to briefly summarize a little bit what it was about. It was about the power of having support in the first place, and also how this in our society, it's sometimes a little hard to convince people that they need support. I'll say more about this later, though. But any type of circle, be it a mastermind group for entrepreneurs or a hobby and crafts group that you might have, or a reading circle or whatever you are passionate about, you should get a group of people that share that passion. That was my argument in there, because this group will keep you at it. It'll keep reminding you to put your passions front and center, because if you're committed to creating any sort of positive change and to do what I am and my coaching freelance business is about most of the time, is to put your passion, the passion in life, that which lights you up, front and center in your life. If you want to do that, you're constantly swimming against the flow of society, because that's just not what people do. Hi Gracie, hello. People are starting to join in. Hi and welcome. People are about making money, about having a career, about buying another house and another car and showing off and all that. And if you're there with your passions and you actually want to infuse passion in your life and pursue the passions that you have, instead of sitting on the couch and watching TV all night, every night, then this is something that it can feel like cycling uphill a lot of the time. And my argument in the article, you can read it there, and I really recommend it, is to get some kind of support. You can get coaching. I'm a coach. I support people in this. But another wonderful option is to get a group of people who share your passions. I actually do both in my life. I've had circles, I've had mastermind groups, I've had a lot of support groups. I'm always in some kind of coaching, so I am a coach, but I also have a coach of my own. I very much believe in the power of coaching. That's why I'd never do without it for long. But this is particularly about the group synergy and the power of circling and the power of groups. So this training tonight is called Individuality or Synergy. So that's because it's so incredibly hard, like I said, to do it all alone. The problem is, as I briefly mentioned before, that we live in an age that celebrates individuality. People resist getting support. I get that a lot when I talk to people about coaching, for example. They see getting any kind of support like coaching or like a group, a mastermind group, or a circle as an admission of incompetence. I often get, oh, I can do it on my own, I don't need coaching, it's not rocket science, I just need to get my shit together. And what they don't realize is that the reason why they don't have their shit together is not that they are failing or that they're lazy or anything, but that this is not how human beings are set up. Human beings are hardwired on doing things together as a group. It was a measure of survival. That too is in my article. So go back and read the article on my website if you haven't read it already. If you go to the website, just go to the menu point called blog, and it's the top post at the moment and will be for this entire week, called Why Circling is Your Secret Weapon. So human beings are not meant to do it all alone. But society celebrates it. You get all those movies, you get those Facebook posts and all this, I can do it on my own, I stand up for my own goals, and you can't tell me what to do, and all this individuality. And it's great to be strong and to stand up for yourself, obviously, but you're not meant to do it all alone. It's not failure if you have a coach. On the contrary, all the most successful people have a coach. Now, this other method that I'm talking about this week is group energy, or rather group synergy. It doesn't take away your individuality, you see. It strengthens it. If you are in a group, in a supportive group, in a circle, like a mastermind group, you have a safe space to explore, to create, to even make mistakes, to fail, and to celebrate whatever goes right. You'll have people that will unfailingly support you and lift you up when you've failed or when you're miserable, and celebrate you when something when you've had a success, when you start sticking to it, when you're being consistent in your goals and in your passions and all the rest. It's a place where your individuality is not taken away by the group, but rather it's strengthened and celebrated. And the reason why this is so powerful is a word that's often used, and a lot of people don't know what it means. That's the word synergy. Hands up who knows what synergy is. I guess most of my readers and viewers will know it, but just for the few that might not know it. Synergy is basically the idea that the sum total is more than the added sum of its parts. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 doesn't just make 6, but 2 plus 2 plus 2 makes 7 or 8 or 9. That is synergy. That is what synergy means. Hi Sarah, hi, thanks for joining. So that is what synergy is about. And that comes into play both in individual coaching, when you have just one-on-one coaching, or when you're part of a group. It's the input of another person that might propel you forward, because you might not have thought of that one thing, or it might be a different perspective, a different angle. Even somebody who might contradict you or see things completely differently might open up your perspective. You can never think of everything at once, which is why there is such tremendous energy and synergy in groups. The support that you get from 2 or 3 people in a group is not just 2 or 3 times as much as you could do for yourself, but it's exponential. Like I said, it's synergy. It's more than the sum of its parts. And you really have to have had that experience in order to fully understand it. So trust me on this. It gives you a perspective. It gives you perspectives that you might never have seen before. So it's not either or. The title of this training, Individuality or Synergy, or Individuality versus Synergy, is a bit provocative, but it's not actually true, because the synergy is what lifts your individuality, what makes you even more individual. I recently joined a coaching call of a group call, and one of the group members is an entrepreneur like me, and she was doing a launch of a new program of hers, and she was a bit stuck at how to promote it. And we came up with so many ideas that by the end of the call she had been a bit dejected, because she hadn't sold that many tickets for her event just yet. And by the end of the call she was on fire and saying, "My God, guys, you are amazing. I can't wait to put all that into practice." Because as a group we've come up with so much more than any individual person could have, or even if you'd ask each of us individually on our own, we might not have had the impact on the power and the inspiration that we had, because we were all there firing each other up and inspiring and supporting each other and supporting her. So this was synergy in motion. Hi Tracy, hello. Thanks for joining. Hi. It's a bit slower today. Sometimes we're 5 or 6 at this point, but today maybe people are enjoying the weather. I heard in some parts of Europe it's actually beautiful at the moment. I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world, but here in Ireland it's been a bit rainy and dreary today. So, which is also why I'm once again turning on the light. It's still very bright at this time of the day, but yeah, it's not as bright as it was last week. So my suggestion is explore this idea of synergy, of group energy. And obviously you have to adjust it to what suits you. I have a client in the United States, for example, who has social anxiety. And when I started suggesting groups, she was like, oh no, I hate groups. I can't be in a group. So what she ended up doing, we worked through this a little bit, and what she ended up doing is she has 4 close friends. 4 people that she really, really trusts, and she brought those people together in her own home. So those were the people that she really trusted, and they started doing a group thing. And eventually there was a 5th person joining, and by then she was so comfortable with it that she could actually do it. So don't reject the idea, is all I'm saying. Don't reject the idea out of hand. Just play around with it a little bit. You can adjust it. There are no rules other than the ones that you make. It can be a group of 20 people, it can be a group of 3 or 4 people. Anything that's more than just one person already creates synergy, even if it's just one other person you're talking. Just like I said, coaching creates a very similar energy. Coaching is more focused on just you and not other people as well, so you get 100% of the time of your coach. So that's the advantage with coaching. It can drill very deep. Whereas synergy in groups can go a little wider, can be more lateral, can give you a wider perspective. So they are both very useful and very valuable, and I invite you to explore them. So, in fact, I'm doing this in small ways in this training, in these trainings that I'm doing. So this one and the other trainings I do on Monday evenings. Sometimes, okay, today there's not that many people live, which is fine. It can still, there'll still be people who watch it afterwards, who watch the replay afterwards. But I've seen in previous weeks sometimes that people started replying to each other's comments, which was amazing, and spurring each other on and asking each other questions and just creating this lovely supportive, all-around supportive atmosphere. This is something I love. This is one of my strengths, creating community, and it's something that I'm going to explore. I wrote about that in my newsletter this week. So if you want to join, go and sign up for Monday Sparkles on my website. Just follow the link in the video description, because I think it's so tremendously important. And it's something I can do very well, bringing people together. So I'm going to try and start this on a local level. And I also do this online globally with these trainings. And I'm thinking of, just to give you a bit of a glimpse, I'm thinking of maybe broadening this a little bit. I've been considering doing these trainings on YouTube Live instead, because I'd love to have them on my YouTube channel. I actually just created a YouTube channel. If you search for Wild Spirits Coaching on YouTube, you'll see my channel and you can subscribe to it. There's not one video up yet, but if you want to, you can already subscribe to it. It's a bit sad because I just created it like 10 minutes ago and it has 0 subscribers at the moment. So go and subscribe to it. I'd be very happy, and I promise I'll bring you good content. But maybe I can also stay with a Facebook Live thing, and then just download the videos and upload them to YouTube. I just don't know what quality they'll be, so I'll have to experiment with that a little bit. If any of you have any insight into this and any ideas or anything, feel free to write them in the comments. I'd love to hear this, because I'm not a very technical person, not very experienced in that kind of thing. Currently, I like the live format, mostly if there's more people online, but I'm very glad if even 1 or 2 people log on, and thank you for joining today. Now, before I log off, I have an action step for the week, as I usually do. I always have some homework, some practical action step that everybody on the call does. So today I want you to brainstorm how synergy can work for you and your passion, especially when it comes to your passion or passions. Okay, you can be multi-passionate and have more than one passion. And I would like you to decide on one step to take within the next 24 hours. Doesn't have to be today, it can be tomorrow. So what I'm going to do, and it's really scary for me, is, like I said, I want to create community here where I live in my little town. So I am going to go into town tomorrow because I'm off my job tomorrow. So I have tomorrow off. And so I'll go into town and explore possibilities on where we could meet if I found a group of people. And yeah, I'm going to look into that. So that's going to be my first step. Now, if you would like to share your step, it could be, I'll give you a bit of inspiration. If you'd like to type it out in the comments and share, I'd be very honored, but you don't have to, and maybe you don't know yet. But just to give you a bit of inspiration, you could say your passion is some crafting. You could look up online crafting groups. You could look up maybe courses where you live, near where you live, or in your nearest town. Or you could think of ways to actually put up a notice somewhere on notice boards in supermarkets or elsewhere. Anyone interested in starting a crafting group or a choir or whatever it is that you're doing, or a writer's circle, or a book club, or private thing, or whatever. Or if it's a sport, just to go out and meet new people that you might not know yet, or go back to the club that you used to be part of and that you left because you've become too busy. Whatever it is, just look for some way of synergy, or a mastermind group if you're in business, or a freelancer, an artist. There are mastermind groups, there are forums online. If you don't have anything, I mean, I live in a small town. I don't know how my idea is going to work here, how many people there actually are, but I'm certainly going to try. But if it doesn't, there's always online. You can always go online and do something. So decide on one step and do that in the next 24 hours. And if you'd like to share it, you can do so in the comments. I'm going to log off now, but I'm going to post the video. So if you don't get the chance to type it now, you can always comment on the video when it's posted on the Wild Spirits Coaching Facebook page. Don't forget to subscribe to Monday Sparkles on www.wildspiritscoaching.com. There's also a free financial training, a free money training that you can subscribe to. And as usual, wherever you leave your name and email address on my pages, I can swear to you that your data will be completely safe with me. I'm never going to share them with anyone, and that is a solemn promise from my side. It's already getting dark again, which means I should probably stop. I thank you for joining live. Thank you those who watched the replay. And I hope you have a beautiful evening and a beautiful week. And I'd love to hear about your action steps, about finding synergy and making synergy work for your passion, because that is so worth it. You will not know yourself, I promise. Bye-bye.